And the time is to let the music play on. I don't know the beginning of that. What are the lyrics to the very start of that song?
Was it ABBA?
Which song?
The All Night Long song.
Oh.
So let the music play on. I think it's like the time has come again, my dear, or something.
The time has come again, my dear. I don't know.
Is that it? I feel like there's more to it.
All night long. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know that. I got that bit.
All
That bit's the
night.
good bit. I feel like I just wanted to do that bit because the time has come again, my dears. But I don't know the words. I'm going to have to look it up, aren't I?
The time has come again, my dude. It's Podiots time. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. It's always kind of exciting how Ben will start the podcast. It's like we do the 3, 2, 1 countdown and he just rolls into some music or some sounds. It's
Total mystery.
It's magic.
Well, my friends, the time has come. Hang on, no, that's not it. Raise the roof and have some fun.
Really?
Where's the... Oh, no, there's an additional line. Wow, Lionel just throwing curveballs immediately.
Blimey.
Well, my friends, the time has come. I think you mean Blymenal.
Yeah.
Well, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play on. Play on. So there's an additional
Jesus.
couple of lines there before we even get to the music playing on, which I was not anticipating. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay, Ben. We'll forgive you.
It's a difficult time right now. There's a lot going on. It's easy to make mistakes.
It is. Everyone makes mistakes. Was that Hannah or Miley? Which one was that?
Well, there you go. That's another mistake. Who knows?
Fuck. Now I've got to look that up.
God.
Everyone makes mistakes. How do you Google it with that cadence? Everyone makes mistakes.
He's like one of the
Nobody's
fancy
perfect.
years.
Yeah.
By Miley Cyrus. It's Miley. Nobody's Nerfect. Shrug. 2007 by Miley Cyrus. Oh, for the TV show Hannah Montana. So maybe I think it is Hannah.
Well, there you go.
Christ.
Miley
what a
Cyrus
world, huh?
is Hannah Montana.
Who fucking knows what's going on anymore? I don't. Do you?
No.
No.
Stop asking. Quite frankly, I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the 3 Rs, where everybody brings
A thing along
to
to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
Hi, boys. Hello.
One of our worst there. That was a bad one.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh,
In what? Because there's 2 categories of bad that could fall into. Was it from an perspective, or was it from a synchronicity perspective, or both?
Maybe both. I think that's why it was so bad.
oh no.
Yeah.
You want to do it with full gusto?
No, I think if we do it again, that's just drawing attention. I mean, at the moment, I'm definitely not drawing attention to the fact that it's
No,
bad.
definitely
but
not.
if we do it again,
Right.
then people will notice, I think.
Nobody can hear this, so
No.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's all internal
Excellent.
monologue.
How are we feeling? What week is this of lockdown?
End of
What
week
week are
2.
we on?
knows? Oh, is
Is
it?
this week 2, really?
End of week 2, yeah. At time of recording.
Man, it feels like week 3, but I did go into self-isolation a little earlier than
Yeah.
the
Oh,
work
you've had a
from
hell of a
home
time.
order. Yeah.
I definitely miss like going outside on a daily basis. Like I go out for shopping and stuff, but like I just walking to work. I forgot how nice that was. That's like just a little bit of time, not looking at a screen surrounded by ferrets.
I'm a lucky boy. I've been walking every day, but I can do that without encountering another human soul, which is nice. Although I
In the
say that,
wildlands.
people are walking way more often, like around here, than they used to. I guess it's a combination of people being at home during the week when normally they'd be out of the office and, they're going for
Yeah.
a quick stroll. And also, I think even like people who would normally do some other kind of exercise, like, play 5-a-side or tennis or golf or something, because they can't go and do that, then they're walking instead. So there are actually, you do see people sort of in the distance on other footpaths and stuff. So, yeah.
Also, I think we're
do.
just a defined bunch of British people where if we're told not to go outside, we'll bloody well do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. To try and stop us. It's also just the one bit of freedom that people have at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
you're
going
allowed to
for
just
my
stroll.
daily runs.
in this police
You've got to
Yeah.
go fast and so on. But Mikey, you not going out for your daily exercise?
I'm trying to, but like like during the daytime, it's like, oh, I'll just stay in and eat my lunch and blah blah blah. And then the evening rolls around, it gets like 7 p.m. Like, it's not really that sunny anymore. I definitely need to be better about that. I promise. This is my Podiots promise. I will do a walk at some point.
Good.
Well done.
Just the
Have
one.
you showered?
I've showered actually. Yes, I'm a lovely clean boy. It was a strong 2 weeks, but today I finally caved.
Fantastic. Wow, I'm really glad to hear that. And you know who else is glad to hear that?
Who could it be?
Pod Squad.
Pod Squad.
Pod Squad have been losing their fucking minds recently because we've been doing some live streams, and not only have people donated very generously on those, but we've also had just a swell in Pod Squad support, which we really, really appreciate in these trying financial and social times. You've sort of blown us away, so much so, in fact, that I don't feel fully equipped to read all of these names, so we've split them up between the three of us. Now, of course, Pod Squad are the fine folks at home who want to go above and beyond, of course, listening and sharing it with every single breathing person that they know. They want to support us financially, and you too can do that by going to streamlabs.com/Vidiots official. And if you donate there, any amount, very gratefully received, and you'll get a shout out at the beginning and at the end of the podcast. Now, for the purpose of this podcast, because we have about 80 donators this week.
Oh boy.
We are not going to be reading out the stream donators, but I think you got your shout out on the stream and stuff. Thank you so much for your support. But that we're going to try and separate those two, just because otherwise this whole podcast becomes, wow, look how generous people can be, and you're here for the yucks. We all know how generous you can be, so we're going to limit it to Pod Squad donators, and Stream Squad donators are their own separate fantastical bunch who get a shout out on the podcast and not the podcast, the live stream and the VODs and that sort of stuff. Okay. Without further ado, Mikey, I think you're taking us away.
Oh, that noise Ben G makes. Leave_Hoover_alone. Willie Ray Walrus. And he's been very generous, and he's got a little message for us. Thank you guys for keeping this up. I work in a currently understaffed and overworked liquor store, which has been designated essential where I live. It's been a tad stressful, and you three have helped me maintain what's left of my sanity. Stay safe, Will S. Well, thank you very much, Will S. I hope you're doing all right.
Thank you. Yeah, hang in there.
For Panticore Schlumblepiss, Emily, Flat Arm Richard Slapping, Mr. Mo Lester. Oh dear. Mikey's Secret Vegan Sausage, Potato Grids Hobag, L Baker 97, Big Titty Jesus 42.
Nice.
Not so tiny pizza. P___E__T__E. Defoe's Distracting Dong. Hand Slamwich. Lord Brotovich. Michael Jugson as Wallace. Wood for Woodrose Wilson. A bald, sweaty Roman. Brother Voodoo. Serene the Birch Bitch. Willem Dafoe's Massive Wongle. Emily found a few lemons. Can someone explain the Willem Dafoe thing?
Well, other than the fact that we're currently playing Beyond Two... Well, we're not currently. We've been playing Beyond Two Souls. But I don't know. I don't know if that's actually...
It's got a powerful dong, so much so it invades our donations. Thank you for all them.
Right. The list continues. Baldy Bouncer, Haddy Emnor, Chubnub, Too Legit for Tits, Elephant Shagger for Life,
no.
Sloppy Sloshy Farty Bum, Ben Popper the Pussy Bopper, okay.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Daddy Shits His Pants, Al Gore's Rhythm Fitness DVD, Kitty Hawk, Butterfield on a Bell End, McFortune Cookies, Hot Lettuce on a Pizza Lolly, Comrade Vegan Buns, who was, again, very donacious, very generous, and says, Boyos, we love you. We love you, boys, and all that you do. It's great hearing Ben G and getting to see Claudia and the Noodle Babies. Waiting to see Pete stream via postcard. Prince Beefcake, I see you, my dude, and raise you a communist vegan bun. The next one is from Sam de Quarantine Barbarian, also an exceptionally generous donation there. And Sam says, here is money for you lovelies. Although the isolation can be a bit much at times, it's lovely to see so much in the way of streams. This is money for whatever keeps you happy in this crazy world. I still have 20-ish characters. Wow, I cannot. And then I guess he ran out of characters.
Oh,
Lastly, Mrs. Goggins done a wank. Windy Miller. Who's got my Maroon 5 CD? Ian Beale's Love Sock. Jack Without the C. Dorsal Fin Tristram. Anne Small Fush. And Uncle Fatty's Droopy Belly.
yay!
Excellent. But that's still not all. We've got McFortune Cookies, Vaj My Chinko, What's Wrong My Love, Prince Beefcakes, Big Titty Jesus 42, Lick My Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Bread, The World's End Wasn't That Good, Fast Cow Locked in a Jeep, Steez Ace, another Steez Ace, a third Steez Ace, Oppressive Squid, Cogito Primus, I think, 20 Jizz Oblet. Ben needs a new mic. Yeah, what was up with my mic quality last week? It was super compressed and peaky. That was weird.
Bit peakums, but should be fine now.
That was really strange. Sorry about that, everyone. Mikey's Rancid Fart.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm Ben, and I like Lord Brotovich. All the UK's toilet paper. Ben clubs backpackers to death. Fuckleys and Cockwallop. COVID-20, cow that's faster than it looks, wash your hands clean off, wanted cows on Tinder, hunt down and murder Jack Frost, Ben's family lit my car on fire, vote for a fart-free podcast, since Peter nonced chocolate.
What?
I'm assuming that's the... that's why you can't eat chocolate anymore. That's your new
that's
excuse.
the reason, yeah.
That's the reason why. Sexy Time Sardines, nice. Big Titty Jesus 42. Baylor Rip Taglariscum Vimo, I think.
Beautiful.
Mikey's Peppa Pig fetish porn.
Oh, no.
Ken Dodd's dad's dog's dead. Andre Sarakanian, I think. Sorry, Andre, who's very generously donated. How do, boys? Been here since the memory redacted days. Would love to see a Peter shitpost since we've been treated to Ben's Twix eating and Mikey's continual nonsense. Keep up the hilarious work.
I'll work
Thank
on
you,
it.
Andre. And finally, killing horses in Red Dead. Thank you so much, everybody. You're ridiculous and you make us feel very valued and loved and appreciated. And of course, we will give you a shout out again at the end of the podcast if you'd like to join the Pod Squad, streamlabs.com/Vidiots official. Please, let's do a question now.
Thank you. This one comes from Samuel Benson at Ben J. Sampson on the Twitters. What is the ultimate quarantine snack? So I presume everyone... So I presume everyone's kind of like making do with what they've got in the cupboards. So I'm assuming there's been some interesting creations in people's households.
Well, didn't you see... I saw a story where... Let me pull it up. A guy made a weird sandwich. Someone shared it on social media. It was from the Daily Mirror, so I don't. It was probably some old person in my family shared it on Facebook. But
He used brown bread.
man creates a very unusual coronavirus lockdown sandwich, and people are disgusted. Here is a photo of said sandwich, which we can immediately post in the.
Oh, I haven't done a Dave Benson tweet.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Let me just get a
What
Dave
is
out.
that?
So I think it's a toasted sandwich with like a lasagna filling or
Actually,
something.
that sounds banging. I'd love that.
Didn't Tesco do a lasagna sandwich at some point, like in the past decade, and it was a huge thing at the time because all of the traffic lights were red on it.
Oh, actually,
Right. It's nothing but salt.
hang on. That first picture might... Yeah, no, that's a lasagna sandwich. And then there's this one, which is between two pieces of white bread. This is all... Oh, so they're both lasagna sandwiches, those two pictures there. Yeah.
Just two different forms of it. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? That sounds actually pretty good.
But no, that's... Yeah, I mean, I've not been eating lasagna sandwich. I'm trying to think if I've had any strange lockdown food. I think it was getting a bit close before I ended up moving back here. But... I was sort of running out of food, but then I went out and did a shop in the big Tesco, and there was actually plenty of stuff there. So I got myself, a fair bit of food, and then I realised about 2 days later I was moving back to the family home. So I've just seen. Oh wow, Ben!
Wow!
That's not a real product, is it?
The packaging is
Tesco,
so fancy.
They did make that. Tesco did
God.
make that.
Wow. Okay. Well, a real treat. Anyway, so I bought food that I thought was going to be for myself for like the next week or so, and then I ended up moving back in with my family. So we've had my food that I had, and we're doing all right. Like the local shop is for local people is okay. There's plenty of stuff.
Excellent.
Bit short on soap and loo roll, but apart from that, fortunately that's not what I put in my sandwiches, so I'm able to have normal
Coward.
normal.
That's a real quarantine sandwich.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm having normal lockdown food, I'm afraid. Boring answer from me.
I treated myself to a sandwich with cheese, pombears, and some instant noodles in it the other day.
Oh my god!
Okay, I was with you until the instant noodles. Explain to me what that's about.
I don't know. It's like I was eating my noodles at lunch, and I usually have some dead bread to dip in the broth. And I was like, oh, you know what? I feel like making this a bit fancier. So I went to the cupboards, had some cheese, and we had the last pack of pombears in the house. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to be living fancy today. And I've got to say, it was an experience. I highly recommend it.
I bet. Okay. I mean, again, I'm not really behind the noodles, but I bet a cheese and pombear sandwich has a great texture. I bet it's really fun to bite through.
That.
Yeah, it's like that soft and crunchiness all in one.
Crisp sandwich. Adding your crisps to your sandwich at your packed lunch in school. I mean, what are you doing?
Oh, I never did it at school, right? But just this.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, crisp sandwiches are the absolute boys.
I've never really had a crisps. I tried it once when I was a kid and thought, this is horrible. I don't like that texture. Whoa. But there's something about pombears that they're a whole different breed of crisp, aren't they?
That's true, actually.
It's because they're shaped like animals, isn't it? That's really why you get off on it.
Yeah, pombear's vegan.
Yeah, they are, I think. I hope so. Probably, yes.
Fucking hell. Yeah, sure. Let's just say they are.
They're just animal shaped.
I do love noodles in bread anyway. It's kind of something I always do when I'm eating noodles.
That's interesting.
Have you never tried it?
Thought of that. Well, when I first moved to London a few years ago, I was earning very little and I was living in a shared house, and my Monday to Thursday meal would be a packet of instant noodles, and I would always have a small loaf of bread that I would like margarine up a couple of slices of bread to go with it to sort of bulk it up a bit, but I would never combine them. I would just eat it along with the sort of chicken flavored noodles, but I've never gone all in.
It's a culinary sensation. I used to know someone who used to eat dry noodles in bread.
No.
Jesus.
Dry noodles are really nice. I do, again, highly recommend that. Have you never?
What?
Am I just the weird one?
A highly compacted block of dried noodles.
It's like a really
you can
dense
fix a sink
crisp.
with that, Mikey.
Yeah, you can. I've seen them fix everything.
Well, I'm trying to fix my insides, please.
Wow, that is strange.
What about you, Ben? You been nomming on anything fun?
Not particularly, because I'm on my own, so my food is all for me. And largely, I'm very fortunate in that I did a big shop at the beginning of February anyway, so I was still pretty well stocked. So I've been eating all right. I'm going to have to go and do a shop soon. But in terms of, I mean, the only weird thing that's changed really is I bought a load of bourbon biscuits. The one time I went to Tesco after everyone was told to work from home, I went to go pick up the essentials like vodka and what was the thing I just said? I've already forgotten. Bourbon biscuits, you know, some chocolate, some survival snacks, because I already had the essentials in. And I bought bourbons because I thought when we got them at work, they make like a really good just sort of stopgap for breakfast/lunch, and then I can have a proper dinner. And my thought process wasn't, let's stretch this food I've got as far as it can go. It's just, I can't be bothered to make myself lunch every day. And also it does just mean I'll have to go to Tesco more often to get, supplies for lunch and so on. So I've been eating a lot of bourbon biscuits during the day. Only like 2, but that's been sort of
adds
mainly my diet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm down for
biscuits.
that. I love a good bourbon.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? I like bourbon biscuits. Underrated. Peter loves them as well. Favourite flavour.
Oh, delicious chocolate bourbs. Yeah.
Bourbs.
Love them.
Get your bourbs out.
My grandma made us, she baked some gingerbread for us with the family gingerbread recipe that we made on main menu on Triple Jump.
Well, we bastardized it.
We did bastardize it, yeah.
I'm sure it's significantly more brilliant than what we did.
So my mum's been going around and handing care packages of food, not even handing, leaving them on the doorstep for them to collect, to minimise stuff, because they're both in their 80s, my grandparents, so they shouldn't be really going out if they can help it. And my grandma sent biscuits back, which had been left on the doorstep for us. It's the weirdest way to receive, baked goods that have been made for you. Is sort of, they've been left out like some sort of hostage exchange or like espionage, like a briefcase left
like
on a
a dead
park
drop.
bench. And we brought them in, and I think we even we left the box for a day or so, just to be safe, just to be super safe for everybody. Because I think after a day or two, viruses can only live on surfaces for a certain time. Because we have to be careful here as well, because Amy's got asthma, so if she gets it, she could be in real trubs. So
that's true.
I'm in trouble,
strange.
Tops.
Yeah, literally. So strange way to receive gingerbread, but anyway, we're all fine.
Appreciate
We've been eating them for a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Reminds me of
jealous.
something out of a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Just sort of freshly baked goods on your doorstep.
Yeah.
That never happens. That's fictional.
Well, who wants to do a thing?
I've got a thing.
Ooh, well, Peter, I'd love
Let's
to hear
have
your
it.
thing.
I've brought along yet another strange news story. I wasn't going to this week, but I saw this, and I saw it the other day. It was posted on, or certainly this write-up was posted on April Fool's Day, and I did wonder whether it was a joke, but it is true. I can confirm this is a true story. This woman accidentally turned herself into a potato for a video meeting and couldn't figure out how to fix it. Now,
God.
that's not the best version of the headline I've seen. I saw other places report it as, my boss in a video conference turned herself into a potato and couldn't undo it. Essentially, lots of people are working from home at the moment, and it's easy to forget that, when you're in a job as silly as ours, it's easy to forget that people are still having to be as professional as possible at home, give or take, wearing some comfy clothes. But so there was a video conference call, and I mean, the picture just says it all. I mean,
Is this the one where she just looks really sad?
she looks really sad about it. There's a wide shot showing the full conversation, which is great for context. And then
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. She looks like a little hash brown. Oh, she's in the ground as well.
She's actually underground.
and then that's the full close up right there.
Oh, my God.
So
Oh dear.
I'll read the story, but it just the moment I saw that, I just thought of Meatface. I thought that image right there is it's a Vidiots image. So the lady's name is Lizette Ocampo, or maybe Lizette, Lizet. So we've got her description of the event here. I've skipped the first 3 paragraphs because they're all just useless information, but here we go. So Monday morning, we had our meeting, and I usually try to do a camera. And when we started the meeting, I saw myself as a potato, she said. I was so confused as to why I was a potato, she said. Of all the things I could be, why a potato? She realised it was because she'd downloaded filters, but she also absolutely could not figure out how to change it back. Meanwhile, her colleagues were enjoying a good laugh. As a progressive organisation, we fight for justice for all and access to opportunities. And in the last 3+ years, it's been a little tough, she said. I'm just looking at this image of her as a potato.
Okay, just imagine the
she says
potato
this.
saying this.
Yeah.
I just kind of gave up and stayed as a potato for the rest of the call.
If only she was smiling, because then we could have an actual potato smiley.
Oh, there we go.
If only. And then it just says, this is the look of a potato resigned to its fate.
It is. That's the most given up on the world potato.
She's tried really hard to turn it back, and she couldn't. And now she's been photoshopped as Diglett. Here's a picture
Oh my
of
God. Can you describe what we're actually looking at in terms
Sure.
of facial features?
I mean, as always, if you can get to Twitter and find the relevant, thread, you'll see it there. But we're looking at, it's not even potato shaped, really, is it? It is quite Diglett shaped.
yeah.
So there's a photo that one of her colleagues took of her laptop screen, which shows 2 people sitting in their homes on a video conference call, just looking down their webcams. And the third person in the call is on a backdrop of soil with a little bit of grass right at the top of the screen. And then the most sausage-shaped potato I've ever seen. And then the filter has just trimmed out her eyes and lips and made them really big. So it's just 2 big eyes and a mouth. And she looks really, really sad. She does look like Diglett with lipstick. That's what she looks like.
She does. She does.
To me, she kind of looks like a hairless orangutan or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
She's got sunspots, freckles.
Yeah. She looks like Cousin It from the Addams Family. That's a reference. The little hairy thing.
Oh.
So
I love it. I want to find out where this filter came from now. I need this for my next call.
yeah, I think we should all, in future, if we ever have to do a conference call, we should all be sad potatoes.
Sad potatoes and solidarity.
Potato saddies.
Is there any other, because obviously there's potato smileys, is there other potato emotions available?
I think you can get potato emojis, can't you? I think
That's what I was going to say. Probably. You can also get alphabet and various other shapes, but I don't know about emotions necessarily.
Here's a thing. Ben, did you ever have potato alphabet letters before?
I'm aware of their existence. I can't say I've ever had them, though.
Well, I remember we didn't used to have them at my house because I think they were a bit too processed in my mother's eyes, but I definitely had them once or twice at someone else's house. I thought potato alphabet letters tasted different to other potato-shaped snacks. And I don't know how or why, but definitely potato letters did not taste like potato smileys.
Maybe there was just more surface area for crunchy, delicious skin.
Yeah, it might change the sort of mash to skin ratio.
Oh,
Yeah, which is good in my opinion. You gotta love that crunch, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I like chips more than
Gotta have
potatoes.
that crunch.
Yeah.
Well, but what about sad potatoes? How do you feel about those?
I don't
Would
know
you
if
eat a
they-
sad potato? Would you eat that potato if it was served to you? Is what I'm asking.
Would it be sort of blinking and moving? And
Yes. Yeah, it's very much alive. It's pleading with you.
Oh,
Would
God.
you eat it?
Absolutely not. No, I couldn't eat anything that pleads with me.
Would you not be interested to just sort of just see what's going on in there?
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
See how it works.
is it fluffy potato or is it brains and organs?
Yeah,
There's only
does
one
it
way
have
to
a
find out.
skeleton? What is it?
I'd maybe dissect it with my knife, but I wouldn't eat it.
How would you put this potato out of its misery before you did that? Would you just smack it with the heel of your shoe or something?
Maybe sort of put it face down in some ketchup until it's
Oh God, you're going to smother it in tomato sauce.
yeah.
Absolutely horrifying. Well, then at least, you're spread. If it does have lungs, which you're going to find out, you're already spreading the tomato ketchup in there so that when you consume it, because you're going to eat it, obviously, it's
Right.
already dead. It'd be a waste otherwise. Then the ketchup's already in there, it's already spread around. You don't even need to dip because it's got ketchup in it.
It's the ultimate meal. Potato torture.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Does it bleed?
Well, again, we'll find out.
Another question, isn't it? So many questions.
Please, someone post a living potato smiley to us and we'll dissect it for research purposes.
Yeah, put it to us in the post.
Yeah. We've had a sponsored well, not a sponsor. We've had a free sample from Shreddies. If there's any sort of living potato companies out there, shoot us over a sample. We'll talk about it in a future episode.
Google the living potato company.
What could possibly come up there?
Okay. No, it's just the potato company. The little potato company.
Okay.
Nah, there's not. We haven't got much, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, maybe
It's a
that's
gap in the market.
Yeah, there we go. Someone jump on that. You get that prime Podiots sponsorship.
Oh my God, there is. There's more than one. Look at this. There's another one. There's another one.
Oh, that's quite cute.
It's got
I wouldn't
a
want to eat
face.
that potato. He's too small.
No, he looks really happy.
That is a potato smiley though, so we wouldn't want it. Only the sad ones.
And he's trying to help you, he's trying to offer advice.
Yeah, just a photo of a potato holding a sign there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much, Peter, for sharing your potato goodness.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Let's slide into another question. Oh my God, sorry, the ferret is chewing my Nintendo Switch controller. I'll be back in a second.
Oh
Run.
my God. Stop it.
So, Peter,
Yeah.
how's life without ferrets going for you?
Oh, it's going good. Nothing is chewing my Nintendo Switch controller right now. How about you?
Yeah, I can't say I'm pretty chew free over here as well.
Yeah?
Absolutely
No ferrets on this
dreadful.
end.
I hate them. I've already had to replace the Joy-Cons once on that controller after they were chewed up. I
They're
don't want to
so
do it
expensive as well.
You need to make a special shelf that is like suspended from the ceiling, just a little platform dangling from a string, because they hopefully wouldn't be able to get to that, right?
Well, you hope so, but they're very cunning like that. They'll find a way.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks Lilith for distracting me. We've got a question from our good old friend Sammy Oldcroft at SammyLouise94 on the Tweetums. Mostly aimed at Peter, given he will definitely experience it. How would you celebrate your birthdays in isolation?
Yeah.
So but it's going to be a weird one. I mean, at least for Peter, you're surrounded by family, so you will have a presence around you.
A presence, if not presence. No, I mean we've talked about this. My family were like, "Oh, so what are we going to do for your birthday then? What are we going to do?" And I'm like, to be honest, on my birthday, if I was here, we wouldn't do much anyway. We would maybe, go on a nice walk, which we can still do from here. We just can't drive to a nice walk. It has to be a nearby one. But ordinarily we'd probably just go walking, and then, or in the morning I'd open some presents. Which again, I'm a very lucky boy. I mean, I'm fortunate in that there are online ordering services available, so I'm aware that people are, intending to give me a present, and I know that because it's also other people's birthday in my family coming up in April, and I'm doing the same for them. I know that I know we're all buying presents for each other, so that's nice. So I'll be having presents, I know, which is very nice, and then maybe go on a walk, and also, I think either a cake will have been baked or been purchased from the store. Because
your grandma could drop some cookies off at the door.
She could do. Yeah, she could. So I'm not at all concerned about how, about my birthday not being fun or good or what I would ordinarily expect. It's going to be okay.
Because usually you'd have like absolutely massive night out with loads of drugs and drinks on the town. Yeah, love them poisons.
Now we're going to have to do it just here without going out. Just me and like my dad doing coke.
It's a bonding experience.
My sister just blazing it in the corner.
Sick. That sounds fucking sick. That's so sick.
Yeah. Sick. So it should all be good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope you have a wonderful birthday, Peter.
Yeah.
I think I say this, but there's like behind my flat, there's like a student house. And basically every night until the early hours of the morning, they've been drinking together over video calls.
Yeah, I've seen people have done that.
It sounds fun, and like they do stuff like pub quizzes and stuff, but oh my god, the guy who happens to live behind us is the loudest man I've ever heard. That's something from me as well, Mr. Loudboy. He just screams until 3 a.m. It's the Green Hill Zone from Sonic!
What?
They were doing like some kind of music quiz, and he was just screaming out the answers. Like, I was going to say, I would like to do, like a teleconference drinking session, but I'm fearful I'll be the next loud man in the block of flats.
Well, he deserves it.
That's true. I don't want to shit on him for having fun, but oh my god, when it's 3 a.m.
Respectful fun.
Just be respectful.
Don't be a Wilson.
At least send us an invite if you're going to have a mad party.
Absolutely.
I think I'll, if I hope to God this isn't the case by October, but if we're still in this situation, I would like to do just a big stream, because that's like a nice way to interact with people and still have a bit of fun,
Definitely.
I think that's my solution to everything at the minute, is if I'm a bit bored, do a stream.
Oh God, us too. We just can't stop streaming.
Yeah. God, I might do a stream on my birthday, actually. That's a really good idea. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should, and we can pop in for like 10 minutes at a time and say hi and hang out for a bit.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
On your birthday.
What day of the week is? I think it's. Oh, and I'm not even working that day because it's Good Friday. So yeah,
perfect.
Good Friday.
Right,
there we go.
Rad Friday, sick Friday.
We'll do that then during the day. On Friday, Good Friday, I'll do a stream. Look out on social media for details.
Yeah,
nice.
That sounds good. I mean, as we discussed, I feel like last episode we were talking about how we feel about birthdays and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm honestly, if this is still going on next month, which it in all likelihood will be, then I will also be celebrating my birthday from home, which is actually kind of a blessing because that's sort of what I like. I don't really want to be, the center of attention or surrounded by lots of people. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm sure if the postal service is still intact, that things could theoretically reach me. I would probably just sit there and get a takeaway and play video games and, God, maybe also do a stream. Why not?
Why not?
Do a FaceTime with the family or something for a bit, but... that pretty drink a lot. That'd probably be me, I imagine.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of developed. Well, at least I have developed a mild case of alcoholism recently.
It's just a hobby, isn't it? It's not alcoholism; it's a hobby.
It's just something to do.
Yeah.
What else are you going to be doing, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Just sit in your pants, get drunk. It's classy.
Yeah.
What about you, Mikey?
Fucking man.
I think. I think I said I'm going to do streaming.
Oh yeah,
boy.
you would do the no. For a minute, I got distracted and was just so infuriated by the loud man that I thought you were just complaining about the loud man and not talking about birthdays.
Yeah, so did I. I got a bit sidetracked, but
noodles and Pombear sandwiches all day.
All day. I want to buffet that shit. I want a big bowl of noodles and a whole loaf of bread that I can just cram with nudes.
God, what you should do is you get an unsliced loaf, right, and cut it horizontally and just fill it with noodles.
To go Elvis style, and I'll die in the toilet eating my noodle sandwich.
Yeah,
Please
that's
send
the way to
nudes.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Thanks for sharing your birthday plans, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Shall I do my thing, or Ben, do you want to do your thing?
You can do your thing, Mikey.
Well, I come with a tale from the past about a very, very special man.
No.
It's it's not bad, but it's not great either. I thought
Is it me?
It's not you. You are a special boy, but
Is it different, Ben?
Yeah.
It's a Frenchman. It's a fancy
It's a
French
Frenchman,
boy.
is all I heard.
So we're all familiar with the very hungry caterpillar. You know, the caterpillar that couldn't stop eating. There was this hungry boy. But what if there was a real life counterpart to this hungry man? Enter the very hungry Frenchman.
Oh no.
Oh, I thought it might be Ben Franklin, but apparently not.
No, I'm trying to stay away from Ben Franklin. I'm waiting. Maybe there might be some new letters unearthed in the future. I'll save it for then.
I'm already terrified, Mikey, that I'm going to draw a lot of parallels between this Frenchman's eating habits and my own.
I think that's what I kind of liked about it, is the relatability of this man.
Okay, everybody just hold your loved ones close.
Born in 1772, a man known only as Terrare was born. His massive appetite had been a part of his life since day one, so much so that when he was a teenager, his parents kicked him out when he was literally eating them out of house and home. And at this stage of his life, he was able to eat a quarter of a cow carcass in a single day.
Whoa. Oh. Was he prepping it himself, or was it just raw?
I guess raw. I mean, like, you'll find out later on, he definitely wasn't fussy about what he ate.
Okay.
So when he was kicked out on the streets, he found purpose as a travelling showman. He joined a band of prostitutes and thieves who would tour France putting on acts while they picked the audience pockets. He's found himself a trade.
Brilliant. Mercenary prostitutes again.
Hell yeah. Terrare was lucky enough to be one of the star attractions, the incredible man who could eat anything. The audience would literally just hand him a bucket full of items and food, and he'd just sling it down his gullet and they'd all clap.
Wow.
What a showman.
And are we talking sometimes non-food stuffs as well?
Oh yeah, I think I detail a few things later on, but anything went with Terrare.
Like iPhones?
iPhones, yeah, back in the days, like, fuck it, we don't have 4G yet, so we'll just shove these down your throat.
Yeah, they were rotary
4G, more
iPhones
like
back
for
then.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His massive jaw could swing open so wide that he could pour a basket of a dozen apples into his mouth and hold them like a chipmunk in his cheeks.
No, he couldn't.
A dozen apples?
So it turns out his skin was just super stretchy. So it basically meant he was what's the word I'm looking for? Impossibly able to just shove himself full of stuff and just take it like a big strong boy. One of his lucky audience members was quoted as saying, "He seized a live cat with his teeth, disemboweled it and sucked its blood and ate it, leaving the bare skeleton only. He also ate dogs in the same manner. And on one occasion, it was said that he swallowed a living eel without chewing it."
This can't be real, can it? Not all of it.
It's pretty well documented, and I couldn't find anything to say otherwise. on the internet.
Okay.
Like everyone's just kind of taking this as fact, and I want to believe it as fact.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe that almost all of this or almost all of it is true. Yeah.
So with everything I've said past few sentences, how much do you think this man weighed? At age 17, let's say.
Would it be crazy to go with a fairly regular amount because he might probably just have historic levels of diarrhea?
I think it might be I think he's probably got an issue passing what he eats. I think it's all still in there. You know, he's probably been bunged up by a live
bigger
eel.
and bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah, it's just rolling around town, people shoveling stuff in his throat. Well, at the age of 17, he weighed just 100 pounds.
Whoa!
He was a tiny, tiny man.
You're right, Ben.
Incredible. Was it the diarrhea?
I probably was. I think just whatever went in just kind of shot straight out again.
Okay.
And yeah, this is from Wikipedia, but I doubt its validity. And although he ate live animals and trash for a living, he seemed to be sane.
He seemed to be sane. Sources in the 18th century said.
Apart from all the insane stuff he was doing, he was mostly sane.
If you just like disregard the eating of live cats and stuff, he's fine. So yeah, like obviously to make all this possible, he had incredibly stretchy skin, and it was said that after he'd eaten, his belly would inflate like a balloon afterwards.
God.
But of course, his unfortunateness stretched beyond his ability to eat and eat and eat. Passers-by noted a horrible stench that seemed to steep off his body. His body was oh God, his skin is just diarrhea. His body was hot to the touch, which meant he had constant sweat that smelled like sewer water. It would even rise off him in a vapor that you could visibly see following wherever he went. So he was like the literal incarnation of a stink cloud.
Oh, no.
But he found a purpose. The military had an idea to make use of his stretchy self. He enlisted himself, and when the general found out about his magic abilities, he decided he would make the perfect career. And so they ran an experiment. A document was placed inside of a wooden box, which our friend then ate, and then passed through his body completely intact.
Oh,
God.
Which, like, let me reiterate that, a wooden box. This is not just like a little like parcel of heroin going through him. This is a hard wooden box.
yeah.
And a poor soldier at the end had to clean it up and read it, and it was totally legible. So our lucky boy was enlisted as a special undercover boy.
Horrifying.
So after this, he was given his first mission to sneak behind enemy lines to deliver a secret message to a captured French colonel in Germany. But unfortunately, due to his saggy skin, when he started his mission, he attracted a lot of attention, and it didn't take people long to figure out he was a spy when he couldn't even speak German. So they captured him, took him into a prison, and he experienced a day of torture before revealing that he had in fact had a secret message hidden in his stomach. He was then chained above a toilet, and they just sat and waited for hours until it finally plopped out.
Oh, no.
And when it finally happened, all they found was a note that simply asked the recipient to let them know if Terrare had delivered it successfully.
Oh, God.
Turns out this was just another test, and I think they were quite right to do it again because he effed up, bless him.
Shit.
But feeling sorry for the flabby, sobbing man, they let him return to France.
Oh, that's nice of them at least.
Yeah, off you go. We don't want you here.
You are no
Smelled
threat
so
to
bad.
us.
They didn't want to keep him.
That's true.
Upon his return to civilian life, he begged to a doctor to cure him. But while living in the hospital, he was found drinking human blood, trying to eat bodies from the mortuary, and after a 14-month-old baby disappeared, they got a bit fed up and chased him out.
What?
So what was that thing about him seeming to be sane?
Yeah, absolutely not.
What the fuck? This took a really sudden dark. It was already weird, but now it's like
It's like this is like horror movie stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's no actual information to back up that he ate the baby, but a baby went missing while he was in the hospital. And
Michael, he ate the baby.
He
We
ate the
know-
baby,
We know
yeah.
he
I
ate
did-
the baby, okay?
I didn't want to say it, but he definitely ate the baby.
He ate a baby.
But unfortunately, it wasn't long before Terrare ended up in hospital again, this time with tuberculosis. And in 1798, his insatiable hunger was finally cured as he sailed up and away to the heavens. In an
where he
autopsy...
can eat all the bodies he wants.
Oh, it's just like a never-ending pit of people and babbies. in an autopsy, it was found that his stomach almost filled his entire abdominal cavity. So usually, I think, like, the stomach only occupies quite a small section of the human body, but with him, it was just literally 80% of him was like the digestive tract, the stomach, and all that stuff.
God.
But so they were doing an autopsy, but unfortunately, due to the stench that emitted from him, they weren't able to continue for very long, and so they had to stop. So Terrare is kind of still the mystery. I think people do assume it was a mixture of a psychological disorder paired with incredibly stretchy skin. So it's a very rare occurrence, but it led to him being a very special, hungry boy.
I bet the autopsy was like some sort of slapstick clown routine. Like they cut him open, stick their hand in, pull out a rubber chicken, pull
20
out
20 clowns come climbing out.
Yeah, a load of clowns come out, a unicycle, then like a white rabbit, still alive, a box that says, please let me know he sent this. You know, all kinds of stuff.
That's the story of Terrare. I thought it was just so fun.
Wow.
So very fun that I had to share it.
What a beautiful story. Thank you,
That was
Michael.
incredible.
Thank you for listening. Would you like another question?
Yeah.
This one comes from Chloe Elizabeth at Fruitcake on the Tweeter-Weeters. I'm trying to think of new ways to say Twitter every time, and I think I'm kind of... it's getting worse. She wants to know, did you go through any phases as a child or a teen? I had a survivalist phase. Then I was really into skateboarding. Then my early teens, I thought I liked punk music and got green highlights in my hair. None of them stuck, and they're all embarrassing to look at on. Any of you boys had any embarrassing phases?
Um,
I've got to make a few very light phases, which I guess I'll start off with.
okay.
As a young teenager, I think this is probably the cringiest thing I've ever done. I used to really like The Big Bang Theory. And I just thought, oh, they're all so smart. I want to be more like them. So for a short while online, I kind of typed and talked like Leonard. Like in these like overly big words, using like bullshit terms. It's like, oh, well, if your hypothesis is correct, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, no, you're one of those guys. Some people don't do that, like, ironically. And you were one of them.
I tried it. I think it lasted a few weeks, and I got a few weird responses on forums. I was like, I know why people don't do this, because it's fucking cringe.
Hey, but you tried it out. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, I would have lived in constant fear and doubt until I tried it. So, and in my head as a child, I had two other potential phases, which thankfully I never acted out. As a kid, I really liked Mr. Bean, so I wanted to dress like Mr. Bean and kind of be like Mr. Bean and carry a teddy around.
Oh no! How old were you?
I think I must have been about 10 or 11 or something.
Doesn't that happen to the kid
old.
in the Mr. Bean movie where he goes to America and does Buster's mother? I think like halfway through, there's like it's like music's playing and it's just this bit of a supercut of like things happening and like he's finally getting along with the family. And at one point, it shows him buying presents for everyone, and he buys like.
Tweed suit.
He buys a Barbie for the girl who's like 19, and she's like, "Oh, thanks." And then he gives a box to the little boy, who looks into the box and goes, "Wow!" And then he walks out the room, and then he walks back in dressed as Mr. Bean, and it's you,
Michael
Mikey.
Johnson.
Oh, that's the dream.
Michael Bean's son.
I've got one last potential phase that I thankfully didn't act on. But for a short while, I thought The Matrix was the coolest fucking thing ever. And so I as a child, I thought, when I've got money, when I've got my own spending money, I want to be just like a massive tech goth. I want to wear big black leather jackets, big boots, shades everywhere, and be really mysterious and cool.
Absolutely.
I'm really thankful I never acted on at least those two. That's stuff that I would never want to see again.
No, you should. There's no reason you shouldn't have. You know, yeah, that's the cool thing. Go for it.
There's still time. I guess I'll complete a transformation in these precious months we've got.
Yeah, I had a slightly similar thing in that when I was maybe, I don't know, let me see when it came out. I was maybe like 12. There's a game called Jet Set Radio Future. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
And it's about these guys who go around on rollerblades and they like spray paint everywhere, and they're sticking it to the man. And we had that on Xbox, and it's got a cool soundtrack, and it's all like kind of what's the word, cell shaded. It's really rad. It's a rad game. And me and my sister and I think one of my friends from school, we kind of decided that the garage in my house was going to be our clubhouse, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't. I mean, I never had any desire to rollerblade, even though it was a rollerblading game. But we just wanted to be like cool, rad dudes who like go around and they spray paint all over the walls and stuff. So
Sick.
We sort of cleared a bit of a corner in the garage. It was still just full of bikes and stuff, but we made a tiny space, and there was like an office chair and like one little kind of bar stool in there. And then I remember I went to around the same time there was a bit of a bring and buy sale at our primary school on the weekend. I guess they were trying to like raise money for something, and I bought this like punching bag thing where it's got this flat like plate on the floor that you stand on with one foot, and then just a vertical spring essentially, and then just a ball on top of the spring coming from that. So you stand to hold it on the ground, and then you just punch the ball, and that went straight in the clubhouse. And God, we had a great time for about 3 days, and then we just got bored of it. So that was a bit of a phase, I guess. But
I like that. Oh,
yeah,
it's very cute.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had your confidence, Michael, because there were definitely times where I thought I would really like to do this thing, but I never did it. I never went through with it. So I've always sort of looked the same. I've always been into the same sort of stuff, and I've always secretly wanted to do certain things, but just not ever pulled the trigger on it. Like there was a time where I wanted to have green hair. I wanted to have that when I was in secondary school. So my friend was super into like music and what's it called? It's just, gosh, I'm really showing how down with the kids I definitely was even then. Ska and punk music and stuff like that. And I think he listens to the podcast now, so he'll know who I'm talking about. He'll know I'm talking about him. But like, there was a period where he was just like, he moved from his little rural home into the town where I went to secondary school, and then suddenly he was going out every night and drinking and underage and partying and playing video games all day and stuff. Whoa. And I was like, man, this is cool. What a cool guy and what a cool life. And I thought, you know what's going to ingratiate me with that community is green hair. That's what's going to do it. And I never did it. And I think it's good that I didn't, because actually it's that sort of low-lying undercurrent trauma that helps build character and makes you just fucking hilarious when you're an adult. Because if you don't go through periods of not being allowed to do anything, then I find it helps somewhat, because I just never pulled the trigger on anything. There was a period where I walked around in a dressing gown, right, inside the house, not outside,
right,
with no, the strap that goes around your waist and you do it up. I took that out, and I walked around. I was just the cord. Thank you. So I took the cord off, and I was just walking around the house, and I was fully dressed underneath. I was just wearing this dressing gown over the top for similar reasons, Michael, to you wanting to wear those big leather dusters. Oh. I thought, this is a cool look. I like this, but only here, only with a dressing gown.
Yeah, and never fancy your house when no one can see.
Exactly. Never did it outside. So there were definitely phases I went through, but they were always inward and never outward. Because I was too worried about what the world would say. I didn't want to live my truth, so to speak.
That's
fair.
fair.
I know what you mean. Now that you've said that, I remember once I had this just like a sort of empty notebook that I used to write random things in. And I remember once planning out what I was going to do and wear when I was an adult and when I was able to, right?
Nice.
And I decided to model myself on Paul Phoenix from Tekken.
With the hair.
Yeah, well, not even for. I don't think I think the hair was the one thing that I wasn't bothered about. But I remember specifically. I remember specifically saying that I wanted to wear sort of black and dark green camo, like a sort of full two-piece suit of it, with specifically skull and crossbones on the back. That's what I wanted.
Holy shit!
Very
yeah,
cool.
dude.
That's a thing adults wear.
Yeah. Also, I found a picture of Mikey here.
Oh, there he is.
Look how
That's
happy
him.
he is. That could have been me. Yeah, I followed my dreams.
That's one for
There
the
he
thread.
is.
I'm going to pop that on now.
It's just the face as well.
Yeah.
Is what makes that.
Ultimate
Definitely.
bean. Oh.
Good
Well, thank you for sharing your embarrassments, everybody. And, well, I'm glad most of them weren't acted on. I think it builds confidence. It builds character to be
Yeah,
made
it
as fun.
does. It does. A little bit of trauma.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Does the body good.
A little bit of light trauma. Everybody goes through it in their own way.
Ben, would you
Yes.
like to present your thing?
I would. I've got a photo to send you first.
Oh,
Introducing my fish.
you got the fish.
He's got it.
There it is. That's my fish. He's a boy fish. He's a guppy. I think he's some
Guppy.
sort of tropical guppy. I can't remember exactly what he's called. It's like tiger something or other is the variant / species of guppy. Now, when I posted about this on Twitter, I asked for people's help to come up with a name. You know, I wanted to name my guppy because I'm here on my own. I wanted a sort of a desk companion. So I got a tank, I got some things to put in the tank, I got the fish, I got a little bit of weed blaze it to go in there as well to help oxygenate the tank. You know, it's a nice little environment and he's a tiny, tiny little fish and it's perfect for him. But because of the current situation with the pandemic and so on, I wanted there to be a name that was appropriate. Sort of a pun-based name, if you will.
Pandemic.
A pandemic, thank you. Based on the current situation. So the rules are, as I put in the tweet, and a lot of people replied, so thank you very much. And I've put a few people's suggestions in this pool that I'll tell you about in a second. But it needed to be ideally an actual name, really, a pun based on the current situation or some sort of wordplay. But it needed to be a name. It can't just be a generic fish-based pun. Ideally, it had to be a boy-based name, if that was possible. And we had all sorts in response. I had some based on characters, so Barbara Fish, Dave Ben's son's fish lips, Rules Bass, just some general fish puns, some pandemic-related puns that don't feature names, like social fish dancing. So there's tons of really, really good puns that people put in, but unfortunately, for the purpose of this, I wanted it to be an actual name. Something that I could shorten, something that the full name is a pun on the current situation, but it's also a name of a person or a fish, if you will. So, borrowing from Mikey's usual layout, I've got a tournament of different fish pun names, and I want you guys to decide ultimately what the name of my fish will be.
Oh my God, the power we've got. We're going to name this fish for the rest of its life.
Yeah. And I will shout out the people who have suggested names at the end that were used in this. And a lot of people suggested very similar ones, so apologies if your name doesn't get mentioned, but thank you anyway. It is appreciated. Okay, bracket 1, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Now, I've gone with... it did sort of limit the options available by wanting to have a name involved, because as I said, there were lots of great puns, but they just didn't have names in there.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't want it to be too, not necessarily on the nose, but I didn't want it to just be like Co-Fish 19, for example. You know, that's not much fun, that one. So we start with Corona Vincent.
Okay. Okay.
And Corona Vincent is going up against Stay Fin.
Stay Fin.
Stay
Stay
Fin. Stay Fin.
Okay.
Corona Vincent. I'm instantly leaning towards Stay Fin. I think
Are you?
Well, Finn's quite a cute name for a fish, so if he's going to shorten it down to just Finn. But I guess Finn
you're
and
right.
Vin.
But my problem is that I think Corona Vincent is in some ways a better pun than Stay Fin. Like, Stay Fin just took me half a second longer to think, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That's true,
yeah.
that's true. Corona Vincent, but I'm Vincent for a fish. Actually, to be honest, that does sound pretty lit. Corona Vincent. See Vin.
Also,
See
the
Vincent.
worse the better, really. Ideally.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I think I'm happy to go Corona Vincent for this
Going
round.
Corona Vincent?
Yeah, it may well not win, but I think for now, that's what I feel.
Okay, Corona Vincent has made it through. Congratulations, Anthony C88. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, next up, it's Kurtrona as in Kurt Rona, against Quarantine.
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 I love that. I'm a big fan of Quarantine.
I like Quarantine.
Quentin Quarantino.
Quarantine has gone through. We move over to the next side. We've got Standemic against Moby Sick.
Oh, I mean, Moby Sick's great. It's even, I mean, I know a whale isn't actually a fish, but it's sea life related.
Little Moby. Yeah.
Moby
I like Moby Sick.
Going Moby
Sick.
Okay. Congratulations, Brightside_ on Twitter. Thank you for that. Next up, it's Quentin Quarantino against a personal rubbish favourite of mine, David 19.
David 19.
Oh, they're both so good.
Oh, this is really hard.
I did really like Quentin Quarantino, and Mikey just said it before, so I'm pleased that it made it to the tournament.
Yeah. Oh, David 19. David 19's really good for its simplicity, but Quentin Quarantino has like a real ethereal kind of feel to it, and I would want a fish called Quentin.
Yeah. I think it has to be as I admit David 19 is great, but
it's very good.
Quentin Quarantino.
Okay, Quentin Quarantino. Congratulations, Rui Red Panda. Thank you for suggesting that one. We now move on to the semi-finals. Ooh. It is the Titans that are Corona Vincent against Quarantine.
Quarantine. It's got to be Quarantine. That's so great. Good.
Quarantine is into the final.
Oh.
Ooh.
And the other semi-final is Moby Sick taking on Quentin Quarantino.
I honestly don't know.
I do just like the mental image of calling your fish Quentin. Is there like a shorthand version of Quentin?
I guess
Quint.
Quint.
I'm also trying to think, when you're describing your fish to people. Actually, that's the thing. What would other people enjoy? I feel like the first time you say the words Quentin Quarantino, they're going to be pretty bowled over by that fish.
Also, if you shorten it to Quint, that was also the name of the sailor in Jaws, the crazy one.
Oh, so there you go.
There's a lot of fish, sea life related crossover here.
Moby Sick.
And we've got Moby Sick to play with as well.
I'll be honest, I'm not feeling Moby Sick as much. I think
okay.
I think it's less poetic.
I was really torn between the two, so I think if you've got any kind of stronger opinion on one than the other, then we should go with that.
Fair enough. And
Is
Quentin?
it the syllable count maybe that helps Quentin Quarantino?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to go for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Quentin Quarantino has made it through to the final. Ooh. And now, facing off for the honour of fish naming rights is Quarantine taking on Quentin Quarantino.
Fuck. Oh, dear.
Quentin Quarantino, again, better pun, I think, than quarantine, but there is something about a fish being called Ian that is ridiculous.
I do. Yeah. Quentin Quarantino was like the fancy deluxe version, but Quarantine is a good old simple fish name.
How do you feel, Ben?
Yeah, this is your fish ultimately.
Well, I mean, Quarantine is one of mine, so I'm glad that that's made it to the final. But, they're both quarantine based, which is great. It ticks all the boxes. They're both names. One of them's a superstar director who's shutting your butt down.
He is shutting your butt down.
And the other one is called Ian, so arguably just as good.
Oh. I mean,
I think I'm leaning towards Quarantine.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've got the middle name Ian, so I feel like I've got a certain affinity to Ians around the world. Yeah. So Quarantine, I think, gets my vote as well.
You think it's going to be Quarantine?
Yeah.
Boys, I am thrilled to announce that I have actually already named this fish Quarantine because he's getting a brother very soon and it will be called Quentin Quarantino. We're going to do both.
Yes!
We're going to do both.
Oh, adorable.
So Quarantine is already here. There's a photo I posted on Twitter already at the time of release. And Quentin Quarantino should be arriving shortly. I'll take a photo soon. But
Well, that's great.
Congratulations.
Because not only did both of them make it through when we were so torn, but if they sort of match each other as well. They're like, the names are alike.
the Quarantino brothers.
Yeah, like the Chuckle Brothers.
Quarantino, and Quarantino.
Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
Brilliant. Thank you for your help, guys.
Oh, thank you, Ben. Enjoy a life filled with fishy goodness.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who suggested names as well. There were like 80 of you. Really, really appreciate it. There was some fantastic puns in there, but I hope you understand that I had to limit it to names. Strict rules here in the tournament business.
Would you boys like one final question before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This one comes from Amy at SpandexMonkey3 on the Tweetums. I'm going to burp. Pardon me. Hey. As someone who has recently begun working from home, I choose to change out of my pajamas at 10 a.m., 2 hours into my workday. What time do you get changed? If you get changed at all, no judgment at all. I think this is a nice way to spin off and go into just some like quarantine routines. How's everyone keeping sane? Do you have structure in your day, or are you just freeballing it 24/7?
If I wasn't here with the family, my routine would be terrible. I mean, I think my working day would still be structured to an extent because I know that I have to get up and be at work and be at my desk, in case people need me, and because we've got streams on and recording to do, so that's all fine. But before and after the working day, I think I would collapse into a sense of, well, I don't know, it would just be chaotic. But because I've got other people around me who aren't judgmental and would be fine if I was in my pajamas all day, I nevertheless decide that, I have to make sure I get changed, if not before breakfast, then immediately after.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I'm pretty good.
I've not been great. I keep staying up late because it feels like the temptation's there. Well, I can just roll out of bed and start work. It's not like a ritual that has to be done. It's just as soon as I can plop my arse on the computer chair, I'm done. But so I think I definitely need to be able to enforce a strict routine on myself. But I'm just too lazy and I'm too goddamn not able to stick to things. It's bad. So I like usually on my good days I'll arrive at my desk at around 9:30 and I'll start like checking in. I've got a few calls. I'll have like a coffee and I'll actually shower. But there's other days where if I'm up late the night before, it'll kind of roll over a little bit, and so like there's more of a hurried start to the day where I don't have coffee, I don't have a shower. I just kind of roll up like roll into the first call of the day and just like I'm not with it. And it kind of has a roll-on effect through the day. And I need someone to come slap me every like half hour, just make sure I'm being a good boy and not completely losing it.
Yeah.
I think the main thing I do need to do is structure outside time, because I wake up and until I go to bed, I'm just at the computer, which is not a way to live.
So I wake up every day is a daydream. Everything in my life ain't what it seems. I wake up just to go back to sleep. Act real something, but
shallow,
I'm in
too deep.
Yeah, and all I care about is
money,
little extra 50s worth of garlic.
Yeah,
a bit dizzy.
Oh, what was that, Ben?
Sorry, a little bit dizzy. A little bit dizzy then.
A little bit dizzy.
In my life.
Yeah.
In my life. Yeah, I think, but it has been nice. I might spill the beans a bit here, but we've been designing some new Podiots merch.
It looks really good,
For some
guys.
reason, I thought you were about to say, like, I don't know why. I thought you were about to say, might spill the beans a bit here, but we've been planning for a baby, me and Claudia.
See, my mind did go there as well. I thought you were going to talk about your home life rather than us for a second.
Yeah, what a perfect time to have a child.
Yeah. Well, someone we know is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's common knowledge, so we may not be able to say, but...
No, we can't say who. But
it's very exciting. Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah, having a bit of Podiots merch to design in the evening is actually quite nice. It's like time I can just kind of like, put some music on and just be a little bit creative and have some fun.
Nice.
Ah, lovely.
Nice.
Coming soon. God knows when, but it's coming.
Coming. It will happen eventually. I have been all right, getting up at the correct time, log onto my computer, which is in my room, my desk. My chair is not good. I've got to work out a solution for that because it really hurts my back after a while. So I'm having to do lots of stretching to sort of stop it from ruining my back. And I usually work until about 1 2, and then I will go out for a run, and then I'll come back in and continue working, and then usually I've got a stream on, so then I'll finish the stream at like 7, and then work for maybe half an hour or so longer after that, and then wrap it up for the evening. And that's sort of just been my daily routine, with weekends being similar but without the sitting at the desk part. So yeah, it's just, make your bed is something I've been telling people to do. It's a huge difference, especially if you're struggling, for sure. I feel like that sense of normality, that sense of control over your environment that you're having to inhabit all the time. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. Open the curtains, open the windows if it's not miserable outside, and make your bed. That helps.
Yeah, I've been opening my windows a lot, even if it's not actually like quite as warm as I'd like. I'd rather like have the window open and put a hoodie on, just to get a bit of fresh air, hear some outdoor noises, unless I'm recording, obviously. But yeah, that does help. And
actually, yeah, I'm quite lucky in that I've got like 2 patio doors directly behind my desk. So if I ever want some fresh air, just boom, open the bad boys up.
Boom.
Yeah.
Got him.
No, definitely. Like, I think I've definitely got more routine at the moment than I normally would. I think like obviously the situation almost forces you to have that, because you don't have, on a weekend, for example. Normally, before all this kicked off, I would be thinking, oh well, this weekend I need to go into town anyway and like do a bit of shopping, or I need to do whatever, go do some post. So that would be enough to make me get up on time and eat 3 square meals and do something with my day. But because I can't go anywhere now on Saturday and Sunday, it would be easy just to kind of think, well, it doesn't matter what time I'm awake. If I'm just awake for as long as I sleep 8 to 10 hours, I can do it whenever I like. It can be awake when it's pitch black at night. It doesn't make a difference. But, I think it does, actually. It's good for your body to try and stay in the rhythm. And so having a routine does help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, is that all our questions?
I felt like we only had 4 questions, did we?
Did we? Oh, God, I've deleted all the questions as I go.
I don't know.
I think we may have had 4 last time as well. That's okay, though.
I've got another one here, if you don't want to do a quick last one.
It's as fast as you like.
Okay, so this is, we got the same question from about 15 people, I think. But what's the first thing we're going to do when quarantine is over?
Oh, that is a good question, actually.
God, it's kind of sad, but I might stay inside and order a McDonald's, because I've been thinking a lot about McDonald's.
Oh, is McDonald's totally shut at the minute?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, man. Oh, Greg's as well.
Yeah, Greg's.
Titans have fallen.
I think because McDonald's is too front-facing and the kitchens are probably too kind of pokey, that they're not really able to just magic themselves into just a delivery-only service. I think they're struggling too much to do that.
I totally missed that. I didn't realize McDonald's had shut down. Wow.
Yeah. When quarantine is over, I think I'll want to go out somewhere. I'm not going to go out on the piss. I don't do that anyway. I just want to go out during the day to like a nice park or something, or I'm not sick of doing the same walks already, because it's nice just to get out and just hear birds singing and stuff. But I just miss being able to hop in the car and like drive down the road to. There's so many nice places around here. There's like forests and rivers and little like hills and stuff to walk around, and castles and things. And can't go to any of those because you're supposed to walk from your front door. So yeah.
I just want to do like a museum trip or something, because I was walking home from the shops the other day and I saw like a big billboard for like a photography exhibit going on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's not happening. I want to do that. I just want to have like a nice day where I go sit down, get something to eat in an actual cafe or restaurant rather than just at home.
Yeah,
have a nice little cultured day. And I also miss just being in the office. I think I've always kind of known that working from home wasn't really for me, at least not for long periods of time. And I think it's now definitely cemented that. I like being near other people and having, being able to bounce ideas off people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just human interaction, please.
I miss culture for sure.
One thing that's worth bearing in mind, everybody needs to remember, is that this thing isn't just going to go until we get vaccinated. That we're flattening the curve currently by staying at home to make sure we don't overwhelm health services, but that doesn't mean coronavirus will be gone when those rules are relaxed. So we'll still have to exercise caution. We're still probably going to be told you've got to only travel if you really have to. But just bear that in mind, that if people are in a rush to, I know you guys know this already, but just in general, like if people are in a rush to go back outside and start hanging out with friends and stuff, COVID-19 hasn't gone until it's vaccinated. So don't forget that.
I'm actually quite scared for like when quote unquote isolation like gets lifted, because that's going to be a mammoth amount of people who all go out at once and who all like
a lot of people will go and get it. Yeah.
There's going to be a massive spike again.
Definitely. That's partly why I said I don't want to go out on the piss. I mean, as I said, the other reason is because I don't like doing that anyway. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna rush out to a shopping center or to, whatever.
Cinema.
Yeah, the cinema. I want to be allowed by the police to go and drive to a place where there's still no people, but really, if I walked out of my front door, got in my car and drove off to a forest somewhere, did a walk around, drove back, I'm not going to come into contact with people, but I appreciate that it's not for me to decide, well, that's fine then, because actually, there are rules in place and I want everyone to respect them, and I am also going to respect them because I want everyone else to. So
yeah, it's a long-term thing. We've got to be very careful for a long time.
Absolutely. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to, is being able to still exercise caution, but just in a way that I know is safe, but is also legally allowed for me to do. Because at the moment I can't do that.
Oh. Definitely. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for those questions, Mikey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And there's just enough time, actually, for a quick update on the Hoover story, if you guys are ready.
Yes.
My God.
So last time I took it apart and put it back together, and God, you'll never guess what happened next with this 1990s Hoover. Yeah? It didn't work, right? It didn't work. Even after I put it back together with all of my technical know-how when it comes to Hoovers. Didn't work. So I had to go online and buy a replacement Hoover, right? Because this one clearly is just busted. And you will never guess what happened next.
Oh no. What happened next? Please.
We just have to wait until next time to find out.
Oh! Are you sure that wasn't just exactly the same update you gave last time? I kind of feel like we already knew that you were buying one online. I actually listened, because I forget where I'm up to in this story. I listened to the podcast from a couple of weeks ago, and I noted down what I said, and it was that I took it apart and put it back together. Okay, and that's fine. I believe
you'll never guess what happened next.
Right.
You're saying that it sounds like I'm repeating myself, almost like this story's being dragged out, which is, a bit insulting, really. So just please enjoy the ride and keep your arms and legs inside at all times. Thank you.
Oh, I really am.
Thank you for the constant updates, Ben.
That's fine. We'll get there eventually. We've just got to stay strong. Store.yogscast.com, Michael. There's stuff there, right?
There's lots of stuff there. And if you go on that store, you can find some lovely Vidiots stuff. But I will say, probably just hold off for the time being if you're looking for some Vidiots merch. Hopefully in the coming weeks, there'll be some new lovely stuff on there. There'll be a big announcement when that happens. But if you feel like ignoring me and giving us money still, you're more than welcome to do that. And if you want to do that, you can use code Vidiots at checkout for 10% off everything on the Yogscast store. I say this while drinking out of a Vidiots mug at home.
Oh, nice. I'll listen to that.
It makes a taste that's so much sweeter. So yeah, if there's anything that takes your fancy on the Yogscast shop, please do. There's some new coffee on there. If you're feeling fancy, get yourself some coffee. Ooh. And you can get 10% off using code Vidiots, and that directly helps us out, I think. I'm not really sure how it works.
Yeah, outstanding. So you see, there's some kind of maths there.
I'm a convincing salesman. I know.
It was really.
We don't
good.
buy anything, and we don't know how our code works.
Yeah, there's nothing on there, but there is. So buy it or don't. Yeah. One of those two. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/Vidiots official. That's where we're doing things, as well as twitch.tv/Vidiots official, where we're doing some streams. I just streamed again with my friend Ben. Mikey streamed again just this weekend. So make sure you check in on social media. That's where we'll tell you when we're going to be doing streams and such. So make sure you swing along there if you can. Streamlabs.com/Vidiots official to donate and get a shout out at the beginning and end of the podcast. You'll be a member of Pod Squad. We've got a number of Pod Squads here. Mikey, take it away.
Oh boy! Oh god! Let me. Oh dear! He's got it.
He's got
okay. That noise Benji makes. Leave Hoover alone. Willie Ray Walrus. Thank you again for your generous donation.
Thank you.
For Panticore, Schlumble Piss. Emily, Flat Arm Richard Slapping. Mr. Mo Lester. That's Leicester spelt as in the town or city or whatever it is. Mikey's Secret Vegan Sausage. Potato Grids Hobag. L Baker 97. Big Titty Jesus 42. Not So Tiny Peter. P_E_T_T_E. Defoe's Distracting Dong. Hand Slamwich. Lord Brotovich. Michael Jugson as Wallace. Wood for Woodrose Wilson. A Bald Sweaty Roman. Brother Voodoo. Serene the Birch Bitch. Willem Defoe's Massive Wongle. And Emily Found a Few Lemons.
As well as that, we've got Baldy Bouncer, Haddy Emnor, Chubnub, Too Legit for Tits, Elephant Shagger for Life, Sloppy Sloshy Farty Bum, Ben nice. Popper the Pussy Bopper, Daddy Shits His Pants, Al Gore's Rhythm Fitness DVD, Kitty Hawk, Butterfield on a Bellend, McFortune Cookies, Hot Lettuce on a Pizza Lolly, Comrade Vegan Buns, thank you for your very generous donation. Sam the Quarantine Barbarian, thank you for your even more generous donation.
Whoa.
Mrs. Goggins done a wank. Windy Miller, Who's Got My Maroon 5 CD, Ian Beale's Love Sock, Jack Without the Sea, Dorsal Fin Tristram, Anne Small Fush, and Uncle Fatty's Droopy Belly.
Fantastic. And finally, rounding out the lot, we've got McFortune Cookies, Vag My Chinko, What's Wrong My Love, Prince Beefcakes, Big Titty Jesus 42, Lick My Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Bread, The World's End Wasn't That Good, Fast Cow Locked in a Jeep, Steez Ace, another Steez Ace, a third Steez Ace, Oppressive Squid, Cogito Primus, 20 Jizz Omelette, Ben Needs a New Mic, Mikey's Rancid Fart, I'm Ben and I like Lord Brotovich, All the UK's Toilet Paper, Ben Clubs Backpackers to Death, Fuckleys and Cockwallop, COVID-20, Cow That's Faster Than It Looks, Wash Your Hands Clean Off, Wanted Cows on Tinder, Hunt Down and Murder Jack Frost, Ben's Family Lit My Car on Fire, Vote for a Fart-Free Podcast, Since Peter Nonced Chocolate, Sexy Time Sardines, Big Titty Jesus 42, Bayo Lorip Taglaris Vimo, Mikey's Peppa Pig Fetish Porn, Ken Dodd's Dad's Dog's Dead, Andre Sarokanian, thank you very much for the donation. I'm very sorry for butchering your last name. And finally, Killing Horses in Red Dead. You beautiful, wonderful people. Thank you so much for your donation. And if you'd like to join Pod Squad to get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show, streamlabs.com/Vidiots official. Michael, where can we keep up to date with what you're doing?
At Parrotboy on Twitter. That's the best place to follow everything I do. Recently, I found a TV in the bins and repaired it.
That's amazing. That
was
cool.
great. Yeah.
So if you like stuff like that, that's the way. That's the place to go.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. And Peter, where are we?
We're Team Triple Jump everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. And that's what Ben and I are doing now. We're doing familiar shows that you know and love from Vidiots. Like we've got Rules Boss. He's over there still doing challenges instead of... It's not called Piece of Cake anymore. We're cooking on Main Menu. We're doing Worst Games Ever. We've got a video game podcast where we do video game stuff specifically. And we have got... It's always different every time, but I always miss one off.
You did cooking.
I've done cooking. I've
done
Rules
Challenge.
Boss.
You've done Worst Games Ever.
I guess that's it for Vidiots. We've got cut content, but that's not a Vidiot style show.
No,
I must have done it all. Lists and stuff.
Well, yeah. What about that other one? Prove It. You did that one?
Which other one? What?
Prove It.
Prove It. That's it.
There
That's
it is.
the one.
Hey.
There it is. Yeah.
Done that one too. Fantastic. Yeah, go check us out. We're streaming 5 days a week over there.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, between the two of us, 5 days a week, 3 streams each. One being Joint plays it. And so there's plenty for you to watch over there, and we're trying to stream on Vidiots as well. So between the lot, there's a lot to keep you occupied as well as us. So do come along if you can.
And Mikey's been bopping in on occasional Thursday streams when we've been doing joint Minecraft streams for 10-15 minutes at a time. So
it's become a nice little tradition. So keep your eyes peeled on Thursdays. I usually bop in for some Minecraft fun.
Yeah, if you want to see a little Foodams revival, Mikey pops in. Exactly. So Thursdays is when we stream together doing some Minecraft. You might see a Michael Johnson if you come along. Why not? Might see Mikey's Johnson, who's to say.
Hey, there you go.
Finally, leave us a review on iTunes or a review/rating on your platform of choice. It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms. Thank you very much, boys. Has anybody got a final question for the audience to answer in the comments?
Oh, I mean, I don't think we came up with any. Well, Mikey, yours was pretty weird, but I'd like to hear the audience's wild quarantine food choices. There must be some weird stuff out there that people have been forced to eat.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But Ben and I were relatively normal.
Quite tame. Quite normal people. That's the thing, that wild Michael Johnson.
My noodles and cheese and pombears and bread. Ooh, I'm living luxury.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. And thank you for all your support, as always. Hope you're keeping safe and sane. Look after each other. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. All right. We're going to go.
Yeah.
All right, then, son. Okay, take care, son. Bye, son.
See you, son.
Talk to you
Bye,
later.
son.
Bye, son.
Bye.